Holocaust, U.S., we didn't think, but anyway, could be, China or Russia. And those were the great mega superpowers of that time. And in this tension of the Cold War, there was a lot of preaching about eschatology, about the last days. And my dad could preach sermons about the second coming of Jesus that made you think that by all means Jesus will be coming before the next night is over with. And of course, we all wanted to get our hearts right with the Lord and be prepared for that day. And as my dad explained to me, we shouldn't go to movies because when Jesus comes, do you think he's going to go into a movie house and get you out? And, well, the answer was no. At least that was the expected answer. And we grew up in this kind of thinking. But Archaeology Review really pushed something into my mind because it talked about slaves being marked in the same way. And I thought to myself, what if the mark of the beast isn't about technology? Because that's where we focused in the 50s and 60s, the technology, computers, and credit cards, and now we have credit cards with chips in it, and everybody knows for sure that has to do with the mark of the beast, and then the number 666, and all the various kinds of games that we played with people's names to make those come out to 666, and still those kinds of games are being played. But what if this whole mark of the beast thing was not about the technology, and what if it wasn't about the names? What if it's about who is your master? We live in a fallen society, a fallen culture, and not everything is great about our society and our culture. And so there's a tension that we feel here, especially in the United States in this political season. There's a tension that we feel here because there are two polar opposites that are pulling at each other. One is a vision for an America that is part of this global, like a global one world government, and the other is pulled back towards nationalism and to say, no, we have our own values, we have our own set of important things that we want to hold on to. But what if this fallen culture, with its emphasis on popular culture, its emphasis on entertainment, its emphasis on sports heroes, its emphasis on consumerism, its emphasis on always staying up and being right up to date with the latest of everything. What if its emphasis on mass advertising that tells you how much you need all of these new things? What if it's about being a slave to that? What if that culture has already put its mark of ownership on you? That's something that is a bit of a concern to me today as I look around at the evangelical church and I think, wow, in some ways that culture has so invaded us that we no longer see something that is very different. Because the Bible, when talking about the mark of the beast, also talks about another mark that is being placed on people, and that is God's mark. A mark that says you belong to the kingdom of God. And in the hustle and bustle of our culture, and with all of these things that clamor for our attention all the time, that draw us in, there's something else, and it's called the kingdom of God. And we, who are Christians, should not be marked by this culture that says that we are owned by this culture. We need to be marked by something that says our citizenship is in heaven. Well, let me ask you a question. Who's your owner today? Don't forget to subscribe.